welcome. It's so good to see all your faces. Hi, Chatty. Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome. Well, welcome. Hi, Susan. Welcome to Elementary Research and Reading Online. Hi, Betty Carter. We have amazing elementary librarians, probably the best in the world, right?
Right.
Yes. Well, we have two of our rock stars here today, Jennifer Doty and Belinda Stanley, and they are going to be leading our learning today. And I've seen their slide presentation, and it's amazing. So get ready to love it and learn. I'm going to pass it off to Jennifer and Belinda.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming. Let me share my screen so you can see what we're going to be talking about today. All right, so here's the presentation that Belinda and I made on elementary research and reading online. We wanted to make a slide presentation for this session so you didn't have to worry so much about taking notes and remembering how to get to anything. The bit.ly is there. Somebody hopefully will be putting that in the chat for you. So you can just listen and watch now, and then you'll have this to refer back to later. Kelly Montgomery is doing this, myself, Jennifer Doty, and Belinda Stanley. Belinda made this awesome table of contents for our slide presentation. So you can click on the links for the slides, and it will take you to whatever section, the beginning slide of whatever section it is that you are interested in learning about. The first thing I'm going to be talking about today is Pebble Go. Pebble Go is one of the resources that the district has provided for us. We have the standard subscription, which is in English. You will find that in your portal, and I put the little icon that you'll see in the portal here. There are several additional modules that you can add on to Pebble Go. Spanish is a module you can add, Read More, and Pebble Go Next. Typically, a lot of the campuses don't have all of those modules. Some individual campuses have purchased some of those to add on to the subscription, but right now Capstone is offering us access to all of those additional modules during the school closures. One thing that you should know about in Pebble Go, if you haven't already found it, are the educator resources. They can really help you plan your instruction. They're kind of hidden. If you go into the portal, you'll see this home screen, and way down at the bottom down here, you'll see a little link for educator resources. So I've kind of highlighted that here. In the slideshow, I've also included a link, so you could just click on the link and it will take you straight to the Pebble Go homepage website where you'll see the educator resources. Once you get there, if you scroll down, you'll see all of these tiles where you can access the educator resource that you're looking for. One of those resources is correlations to standards. We're always concerned about making sure that what we're doing is correlating with our TEAC. So if you click on this yellow correlation to standards tile, it will take you to this screen. I've also included a link right here in the presentation if you want to go to it straight from the presentation. You'll see, you'll see this search area where you can enter in what state you're in, the subject matter that you want to look for standards for. They have standards for language arts, math, social studies, and science. And then you can choose the grade level. The grade levels that are provided in this menu are only for K-2. That's because Pebble Go is focused more on grades K-2 as far as their content. I will tell you though that I have used Pebble Go with all the students on my campus from grades kindergarten through 5th grade. In my library, we did a biography research project, and I went through and double checked that all the historical figures from mentioned in the social studies TEKS from grades kindergarten through 5. The vast majority, there were very few historical figures that did not have articles in Pebble Go, but there is something for all the students on your elementary campus. You just won't be able to use the correlation to standard search in the same manner with that. There's even, if you look down here at the bottom, there's an advanced search option. You can put in a specific term that you're looking for. When you run the search, here is what the search will look like here. It will give you each of the TEKS for your area. The search that I ran was for social studies, grade 2. So here are the TEKS that are covered, and over on the right-hand side, you'll see a little purple bar that has correlations. If you click on that, it will give you a drop-down menu, and it will identify each of the articles that you can use that would meet that standard. One thing Belinda and I were noticing when we were making this presentation is that, unfortunately, right now, you can just see the titles of the articles in that list. You cannot click on them and be taken to the article in Pebble Go, but you will at least have the list of articles that you could use for your lessons. This is also a good place where you can look for resources for Black History Month and for Hispanic Heritage Month. Another tile that you can click on the Educator Resources is the blue lesson plans and activities tile. I've also included a link to that over here. When you click on that, it will take you to the Pebble Go website. They offer a featured lesson plan if you wanted to look at that. Right now it's talking about stopping the spread of germs. If there's something in particular you were looking for, you can look down here at the Pebble Go. You can look in English for each of these different modules. If you click on those links in there, it will take you to lesson ideas for each of those modules. They also have lessons and activities for the Spanish module and for Pebble Go Next. Integration with your LMS. So if you want to use Pebble Go and you want to link it in Seesaw or in Google Classroom or Canvas, it's hard if you want somebody to read an article, but then they have to leave your LMS and go sign into the portal to get to the article. There is a way that you can create a direct link to a Pebble Go article so the students can just click on that link. They won't have to go back out to the portal and sign in. They can just access the link of the article that you're wanting them to read straight from your LMS. So I've included, this is a link to instructions on the Pebble Go website. You're gonna want to follow the instructions for option 2. That requires the SQS code. You're gonna need to contact your campus librarian on what the SQS code is for your campus. I will tell you, it gets a little tricky with that. You need to make sure when you're making that link that your link is actually taking you to the entire address, including the SQS code, to get that to work. And if people have questions about that, hopefully we'll have time at the end of this session if you're interested in seeing me do that. But the directions on how to do that, there's a link right here for the Pebble Go website. Some ways that you might want to use to launch your students into research, you could look at Pebble Go. If you go into one of the subject module, this is animals, there's a question of the day every day. All of the different Pebble Go modules have a question of the day, but you have to go within the module. So this is kind of the home screen for animals. If you look all the way down at the bottom, there's the question of the day, and that would ask students to answer a question about something within that module. So this question of the day for animals would be about some sort of animal. So that's a fun way for students to start their research. And I've included a link here, and that explains how you get to question of the day. Another way that you could kind of like a question of the day, Pebble Go just came out with curiosity cards. I saw those, maybe it was over spring break or Christmas break. I started seeing bits about that. They were going to sell them, and I'm sure they probably are going to continue to sell them soon. But right now, with our closures, they've offered a PDF of some of those cards that we can access for free. So here is what you'd see on a card over here. They have ones for different modules: animals, science, biographies, and social studies. Here is an example here of an animal curiosity card. And you can tell it's an animal curiosity card and where the students would need to go look for those answers by looking up here in the corners, and it has the little symbol for animals. If you're interested in getting those curiosity cards, you can click on this link here, and that will take you to the PDF where you can download them. This morning, I was on Twitter, and Capstone just had a tweet about parent resources and question of the day. So I was curious, especially since I was doing this. So I clicked on that, and it's actually they're using the same sort of curiosity cards. Hang on one second, let me turn off the volume on my phone. And so the parents can sign up for a weekly activity, questions and activities that students can do at home. Teachers could sign up for that email as well, or you can just go to this webpage here. If you click on this, this will take you to the parent resource page that talks about the daily questions and activities, and they're using some of these curiosity cards on there. So that can give you some ideas of individual questions you might want to use. Bingo cards. Pebble Go has bingo cards. If you click on the link for the bingo cards here, they are available in both English and in Spanish, and this would give students a chance to explore Pebble Go and need to find the answers to the questions on the bingo card. Capstone, who is the owner of Pebble Go, also has an indoor reading bingo that you might want to use with your students. Random article generator. This is super fun. My students enjoyed using this in the library. If you are in Pebble Go and you go into one of the modules, you won't see it on just the home screen, but if you go into one of the modules, so this is animals again, and you look up here by the search bar, you see this fun little wheel. This is the random article generator. If you click on the random article generator, the system will take you to a random article in that subject area. So for instance, this is the Appaloosa horses. You don't like the article you got, hit the random article generator again and you can see a different animal. If anyone who's interested in trying Spanish from within an article, if you look right up here next to the random article generator, you see a button that you can press right here and it will change the article into Spanish. If you are in the Spanish version, that same button up there would switch you back to English. So if you didn't send them to an article that's in English or Spanish specifically and wanted to change languages, you can do that easily from within the article itself. Range maps are awesome. Range maps can help you integrate map skills into your lessons. If you are within an article and you scroll down to the bottom to this media section, if you see this little symbol here for range, if you click on it, it will show a map and it will highlight wherever, for instance, the black bears are mostly in North America, and it will highlight that on the map. So that's one way that you can incorporate maps into your teaching of your students, depending, or if they wanted to add that into their research reports.
I think she might have frozen. What do you think?
Oh, I think. Okay. You want me just to grab it and finish it?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it, Belinda.
Okay, I want to grab her screen. Now I'll have to go back a couple. Okay, thanks. She was right there. Okay, comic strip making. Pebble Go, a few weeks ago, I had a webinar and they talked about this idea about making comics. It's one of the sections in science, and you can see it goes from science to art to comic strip making. And this is when I first found out that we had this Read More for free. And when you went into the Read More, it came up to these two books. And these two books, then this one, it says Funny Stories. It's literally a book about how to write funny stories. And this is new. This is free just right now. You may eventually, get it on your campus, but right now that is a free thing. That is new. Okay. And then Pebble Go Next. Okay, into Pebble Go Next. It is free right now also. Many schools already subscribe to Pebble Go Next. Oh, and I think this is Jennifer trying to get me to seven. She goes, her power just went out at her house.
Oh no.
So Jennifer won't be back. She has no power. Okay. Of all times, huh? Right. Okay, Pebble Go Next is for your upper grade levels. I will say that my third graders used it just fine. My fifth graders used it. We did a big unit on the Civil War in fifth grade, and it was perfect for that. Pebble Go Next. And that's actually the one that she used. We found a map, and of course it has to be a map from 1860s era. And then the article very, very succinctly told which states were southern states, northern states, border states, but you had to read the article in order to figure that out. And then they made their map to go with that. And I really liked Pebble Go Next. Some of it doesn't have near as much as Britannica, which is my part coming up next. I like Pebble Go Next, but it is something that's paid for. The district did not pay for that last year. Some schools have it. It is free right now, but my part going into Britannica is what I love about Britannica is that it is in all three levels, elementary, middle, and high school, and we will have this next year. This is through Region 11, so we will always have it. Well, I should not say always. You should never say always, but I have no doubt that we will have it at least next year. We've had it for years. Okay. And then you also have it in the Spanish version. Okay. Once you open, this is in the portal, and once you open Britannica School, you get your initial screen. Now, quite often, I think a lot of people just go to the screen and do a search and they're gone. Okay. But there's a lot of information on this one screen. Yes, you can do your simple search up there. Okay. That's also where you can, right there, you can go into the Spanish version. Okay. But down at the bottom, see this show less, show more? That goes away very quickly when you're on that screen. It goes to show more very quickly. So these bottom three icons disappear so fast for the kids. I mean, when I was trying to do a screenshot, you should have seen me trying to grab those bottom three. Okay. But on those, you have images and videos right there in media. So you don't want to do a search for just a particular article. You only want an image of something or a video. This is a really cool geography game. Okay, just what it is. It's a game. Google Maps, you can do the states or the world, and you can go straight to Google Maps, you know, a nice, safe version of things. And this was something new that I had not played with this year. I didn't start looking at that until we went into, you know, shutdown. This pre-K2, the activities, these little fundamentals. Okay. And then if you want to search for things by animal habitat, right there. Okay. And then the other two are pretty obvious. Okay. So let's go into an actual search. I searched for Memorial Day. That's kind of a kindergarten, first grade thing going on right now. We have our patriotic ceremonies, celebrations. Okay. So once you do a search, right up there, of anything that you want, you have your 3 levels, level 1, 2, or 3. Level 1 is elementary, 2 middle, 3 high school. Okay. You also have, before you even go into the actual article, you have different options. So I want to search Memorial Day, but just the images. I would click there. I want to see just the videos. I want to see the definition or the magazines. But what is so neat is if I'm in level 2, these will still be here, but it will be the level that is needed for level 2 or level 3. So all of these links will take you to the different levels of the magazines, articles, and so on and so forth. Okay. Again, right up there, if you wanted to look at it all in Spanish. Okay. And then up at the top too, it says you can create My Britannica. That is the only way that you can open up the lesson plans. You do have to create an account. If you don't care about doing lesson plans, you don't ever need an account. You can see everything else without any type of account. Okay. So once you get inside of an article, okay, I did a search for Industrial Revolution, clicked on article, I'm in level 1. If I clicked on level 2, I'll get a much more in-depth article, more of a middle school, upper elementary level. Okay. Now I start right there at the bottom. You see it says related. I can click on that and I can get more things about the Industrial Revolution. We did that in 5th grade also. If you click on related, you're going to get articles on Eli Whitney or on Samuel Morris, or actually many articles came up for related to the Industrial Revolution. But right here, you see where the big yellow arrow is pointing down. All of these little symbols will take you right up across the top. I made a larger version of it. The star is pretty obvious. I want to save this content. This is one of my favorites. I love the Industrial Revolution. I'm going to save that into my content. Right. I can print it. I can email it. But what is important to us librarians, right there, that check mark, that's how you cite your source. That's what I love about Britannica. Not only can you cite this article, if I go back one of these pages and I go to these images and videos, I can click that same check mark and it will cite my source for the image. So instead of going to Google Images and using an image that might be copyrighted, you can go into Britannica School, cite your source for that image, legal, you are good to go. Okay. All right. You also have where the article can be read to you, and you can fast forward or reverse. I love that you can go backwards very easily. And if you have a child that needs it a little bit bigger font or a little bit smaller font, all of that's there too. And that little bitty tiny globe, you click on that globe and it will translate this article. It has a drop-down menu to, I don't know, I couldn't even count how many different languages. Yes, Spanish is there. Now you could have already gone into the whole entire Spanish version. But if you want Spanish, you want French, you want, Albanian, there are many languages that you can translate that into. Okay. You can send this article to Google Classroom. You can send it to your Google Drive. You just want to save a PDF of this article. It automatically, inside of Google Drive, it makes your folder for you. Now, I will tell you, it makes a new folder every day. So if I have articles today, it's going into a today's folder. And then tomorrow, that article won't go into the same folder. It will create a folder for tomorrow's date. But you can go back and change those things. Okay. It's easy just to send this link, just save the link. You can send it in into any LMS, or you can just send it to a student, send it in an email. And then right down here, I love this. You can find the standards for this article where it says teacher down at the bottom. Click on that and it will take you to the standards for this article. Okay. Okay. So on this page, I clicked on that teacher and I went to my standards, and then I did a search by Texas, by social studies. There we go. My mouse is why it's hard to see there. By social studies, and then by grade 5. And it brought up all the standards for that article. Well, maybe I want to use this in a language arts classroom also. I can go over here, change my social studies to language arts, and see what standards this one article might have for language arts. Right? On this side, I'm going to show you how to get to this. I wanted to go backwards. I love that about Britannica. You can be inside of an article and it will tell you the standard, or you can start with the standard and Britannica will tell you which article to use. Okay. So I need to cover 5.4b. I put in 5.4b. A long list of articles come up to go with that one standard. Now, how do I get to that? I'm gonna go back. This, I have to go in as my Educator Pack. So across the top in the blue menu bar, I had students, educators, and help. And I just made this larger so you could see it. I click on educators and this page comes up. It says educators. Down at the bottom, it has the curriculum standards browse. So you can browse by state, you can browse by Common Core. Of course, I browse by state, Texas, social studies. And it doesn't give me just the one. It will give me every social studies standards for every grade level, every English standard, every language art standard, reading standard. It's not science standard. It's not just social studies. And then I was talking about my content right up here. This is where you do have to be logged in. So I have log out, sign out. If you want to create an account, you can. That is the only place that you can see my content and the lesson plan browse. If you don't plan to use those, you don't even need an account. But under my content, I had never used that until we got homebound. I have used it several times in the last few weeks, just helping teachers out. I created resource packs for them, and then I send the pack. This is one for 3rd grade living things. I put 7 items in it. Very easy. Create a new pack, name it, put science 3rd grade living things. You can add within this page, edit, add content, or you can be inside of an article, click on the little star, make it your favorite, and it puts it into your resource pack. What's so cool, then right up here, you can share the pack. When you just click share pack, you just get the link. And I could put that link inside of Google Classroom, Seesaw, Canvas, or if I click email pack, I email the link. It's the same link. This doesn't email it, just gives you the link. This emails the link automatically. Okay. I used this like 3 times in the last couple of weeks, finding some items and sending them to teachers, and then they can share it on. Okay. As you can tell, I love Britannica. It's one of my favorites. My second favorite.
Before
And,
you go on, Belinda, can I
uh-huh,
ask you a question?
sure.
Mariah was, I don't know, Mariah, if you can hear me. Did you figure out where she got to the Spanish she accidentally missed when you pointed to that? So,
Right.
yeah.
As soon as you go in the very first page, it is right up there. See, it's right there too. As soon as you click into Britannica, there's your choice. Okay.
Okay.
Once you're inside of a article, you can also hit the globe and translate, and that will just translate just the article. If you go in here, you get all of this is in Spanish. Okay. So there's the Spanish version, and then there's just the translate article.
Okay.
And then I know that, we have students here from France, different languages, so you can have different languages there.
So one more thing, and
Yes.
Vicki brought this up. When you go to the portal and click on Britannica, that if you're not at school, it requires the kids to enter a username and password, doesn't it? Or does it?
It's one of those weird things. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't.
Okay.
I have found for the most part, yes, it is. So every time I'm sending this out right now to a student, I'm reminding them what the password, and it's Birdville and Learn, and it's the same for everybody because this is from Region 11.
Right. So this is one of our Text Quest resources that we get from the state of Texas. We do have to pay a little bit, but the state pays quite a bit for it too.
Oh,
And
I didn't know we paid anything. Oh,
yeah,
then
we
I'll
tried to
quit
pay
saying
a
this is
bit,
free.
but definitely not as much as if we had to buy it all together.
Yes.
So again, that if it asks for the username, tell your kids it's Birdville with no capital,
Right.
and then the password is learn with no capitals,
Right.
all lowercase. Okay, great.
And if you emailed the pack or shared the pack in Google Drive, or I'm not sure if they would still need that password or not. I think it's kind of one of those hit and miss things.
Mm-hmm.
Some don't seem to. And I think once they've signed into it once, maybe the cookies are remembering it, so they're not having to do it again. Okay. But they may, start out.
So just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Yeah, at least it's an easy password.
Okay.
Okay. Lightbox. I know we're running pretty short of time now, so I'll be quick through this. Lightbox, I adore. My kids love it. Several schools. I know Porter has it. I know Richland has it. Richland Elementary. We have a few. I'm sure there's other elementaries that might have them. What's so nice about the Lightboxes, these are truly interactive eBooks. The kids do things inside the ebook. It's not just a read to, like so many things. Yeah, you read, it's being read to you. This, they can do so many more things. These 2 pages came directly from their sales catalog, so it kind of tells you. Right now, everyone has all of it free until August the 1st. Okay. So I can only see K through 5 books because when they gave me the link, that's what I signed up for. Every school has a separate link. Even though it's free right now, the company sent each school individual links. Okay. So you would need to ask your librarian for the link for your school. And I have found that on this is one of those weird things that you have to copy and paste the link instead of just clicking it in the email. I don't know why. Maybe some people can do it, but for me, every single time I have to copy and paste it. Okay. But also is nice, even if when these go away, right now we have, about 800 or so elementary books. I only own 40. Other schools may have more, other schools may have less. But they're only about $40 each. So if you found one book that you really, really love between now and August, you could order just that one because the platform's free. We already have the platform. It's through Destiny. It's through the library catalog system. You don't have to buy anything else. You could buy one book on, you know, on the atomic bomb or whatever you wanted to buy it on, and you could use that one book. Okay, so let's go in and see what they look like. Right now, the searching looks a little different than what it would look like next year inside of Destiny. But right now, since you can search for anything, you can search by grade level, by topics, you know, science, social studies, language, art. You can search only the Spanish books, or you can type in a search word. I typed in moon, and I got this beautiful picture of a moon, and sure enough, there is one book about moon, Journey to Space. And I know, Betty Carter, you're laughing at me because I chose moon, because she knows how crazy I am about the moon. So then you can see what, and then when you would open it, what it looks like. There's two different looks. On this one, this is a K2 book, I searched dinosaurs. And there's probably about 15 or 20 different dinosaur books. Okay? I went into Stegosaurus. This is page 1. It's kind of like a table of contents. Your page 1, when you open, shows you a little tiny snippet of every single page. They're kind of grayed out when it opens, but when you hover your mouse up across the top on each things, this is a video. So when I hovered my mouse over video, down here, only the pages that have a video will brighten. So you could go directly to that. So you have videos, activities, you can go out to web searches, slideshows, which is basically all the pictures inside of it. You can go to Google Maps. There's a quiz. I will say the quiz is not read to the student, which I think that's a downfall. If the whole book is read to the student, I think the quiz should be read to the student. And then there's also a keyword, and both the quiz and the keyword are interactive, and the students type in, well, actually, you know, choose A, B, C, or D on the screen. Okay. This is an individual page. So I went to a page, and at the top of this, the menu bar only has web or video. So I know that this page has a web and a video. I can just click on the video, click on read, the book is read to them, and I can go back or forwards. Okay. Also, one of my favorite things, we have curriculum standards for these books. Okay. This isn't as nice as Britannica. You can't do the standard to find the book. You had to find the book and then match your standard to it. It's not quite as nice, but it's still pretty cool. Okay. Now, a 3-5 book, obviously, it looks more mature, a little harder, a little longer, but this is page 1. Okay, basically your table of contents, and you see that the menu bar looks a little different. Instead of the big letter, the big word that says read, it just has the little microphone or the headphone, and you have your videos. And they also added what's called a transparency down here. Some of these pages, so they have overlapping pages, just like our old-timey transparencies when we would lay something down on top of it. And then their pages look different. Instead of cutesy across the top, it's more mature looking down the side. So this page has activities, and it has a video, and of course audio too. I will say I'm not crazy about the activities inside of Lightbox. The kids will look at it a little bit. It's usually a word find or a maze or something. It's not a lot of meat to me, I don't think. But then down here, we have the curriculum standards. And I go into curriculum standards, and basically I'm inside of dinosaurs, and it lists them all, okay? I'm inside of corporate America for social studies, that book, and it listed all of the standards, okay? And then you also have, I put links to their tutorials to see if that might help you a little bit with that. I know that was really fast for Lightbox, but since some schools don't own it, didn't want to spend a lot of time on it, but really spend some time on it this summer and find some books that you like, and even if it's just buying 1 or 2. Okay.
Right. So Belinda, people are
Yes.
asking, So how do they get to Lightbox? The portal?
Lightbox, you have to get this link. Ask your librarian for the link, because like I said, right now it's free. Okay. And the company provided each school with a separate link, all the way middle school and even high school. Everybody has their own link. Okay. Then once you find the link, you could share that link with your students if you wanted to. And anybody can have it. And we can post that link to our students as long as it's a closed platform. We can't put these links out to the world because they're school specific, but we could certainly put it into your LMS or anything that's closed platform. And then they would search the book. So once I, as a teacher, say I wanted everyone to read Stegosaurus, I could send the link to just this one book to the students also. No password required at all for anyone at any time. Not right now while it's free. You do have to have the book open in order to share it. Okay, see, if I was just on this page where I found the book about the moon, if I sent them the URL to this page, it won't take them to the moon. I literally have to have the book open where you see all of this and then copy the URL and you can send that to a student. Okay. That help?
I think so. One more question about
Yes.
Pebble Go Next.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
It's asking her for a username and password.
Tell
me,
her, this is Jennifer. Sorry, guys, I'm back on. About 1,000 homes by me got lost power, so we're not really sure what happened. I wish they would have checked with me before I started my presentation. So I'm back on. I don't really have that much access to share my screen, but for Pebble Go Next, if you ask your librarian, they should be able to give you the password for your school. They can also give you a direct link, kind of like Belinda was just talking about for Lightboxes. When I talked to Capstone earlier in the closure, they gave us direct links that would take students directly into either Pebble Go or Pebble Go Next. So if you get one of those two things, then that should be able to get you in. I tried to work with it to make it work within the portal so that we could just click on Pebble Go Next and it would take us to it. But somehow that fell off. So I think maybe because we don't have, not all of the campuses have a full subscription to it, are we allowed to access that through the portal? So double check with your campus librarian and they should have that information for you.
Mine is Birdville as a username and books as the password. And I think that works for everybody. Birdville and books. You know, so if that helps. Yeah. Any other questions? I know we're about out of time. We did add this one last slide. These are all in the portal. These are all being paid for by the district. So I'm assuming that they will be back again next year, we can hope. And I think a lot of these we haven't used that much. Now some people have, but some haven't. And I think this has caused us to really go in and see what things that we really have that we can share with the kids. And these are all 3 great, either read to, eBooks, videos, graphic novels. Tumble Books has so much in it. Teachingbooks.net, I used that when I was at the high school level. I used it a lot more than I'm doing at the elementary level, but I'm finding that there's complete book readings inside of teachingbooks.net that even I wasn't really, didn't realize it. Mm-hmm. And then we have, we did put up the links for the resources. These are already on the district library page and probably the individual school library page. for one for students and one for teachers. Just kind of threw that in there. That's been out now since the first week we were, or I guess the second week we were home, but just kind of added those to the end here too.
And it's also in the Birdville hub under digital learning resources. So if you go to that Canvas course much and look in those resources.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot to put that on there.
It's on the library department website, and it's also in the Birdville hub.
And these two are both hot links too. So, yeah.
Rosa's wondering, she says, I don't have RAS Kids for preschool. Can I use it now? Is it free right now? I'm not sure. I think we'd have to ask probably Teresa Lawson, but I could
have
ask.
not seen RAS Kids come across as free.
Me either.
That doesn't mean I haven't missed an email or that email went to junk mail, but I have not seen anybody say RAS Kids being free.
Yeah. So I'll ask Teresa and I will email Rosa to let you know. So the very last thing, oh, you have our emails. Perfect. Y'all did a fantastic job. Those things are amazing. Great job.
Thank you.
Now I want to go in there and play and design something.
Okay.
So Taylor, in the chat for the last thing, if you have not already enrolled in the Innovative Learning Bites Kitchen Canvas course, be sure to do that, because you will see recordings from all of the Learning Bites. You'll find the resources. The girls' slides are posted in there for today. But if you do like a little reflection activity, it will tell you exactly what to do. You will receive a badge for Learning Bites, and it will show up in your Canvas badges. So you'll have all the resources and you'll get badges. Yes, Susan.
I'm enrolled in the course because I did it last week. Do I have to enroll each week, or since I'm in the course?
Nope. Once
Okay.
you're enrolled, it'll show up on your dashboard from then on, and you can just
Okay.
get out of it. Good job.
Awesome.
Good question. Anyone else have a question for Belinda or Jennifer?
Or any of the librarians here. There's plenty of them.
There's a
They
lot
can
of
all
us.
answer.
Look at all those librarians.
They can all answer.
They're amazing. Amazing, mate. We appreciate you guys. All right. Well, thank you for coming. We'll give a big thumbs up to Jennifer and Belinda, and let us know at Digital Learning if there's anything we can do for you. If you have extra questions, you just stay on. We'll stay on for a little bit. And otherwise, be well, be safe, and we hope you see you again.
Bye.
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 Thank you for joining us for this Innovative Learning Bite. Remember, if you want to connect with us, you can reach out over social media, Facebook and Twitter, or if you're a Birdville employee, please remember to join the Innovative Learning Bites Kitchen on Canvas. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.